The music, top
Who? Oh, hit the like button. Share this with your mommy and your daddy and your cousin. And hit the bell if you want to show some loving. We just trying to level 1 to get the name buzzing. What a day that'll be. Double time, double fine, double A battery. Double mid twins trying to jump my anatomy. If you don't leave a like, you shouldn't have the audacity. Power of the mind got an X mentality. Couldn't put them on, now you X-Man mad at me. Haters out here acting like it happened automatically. So if I give them game, then it's turn-based strategy. Whoa, used to be the guy they was ignoring. Sleeping on the keys, I'm an all cap snoring. That's just what happened when your podcast boring. I'ma tell them take 2 and call a doctor in the morning. I'ma tell them take 2 and call a doctor in the morning. Yeah, I'ma tell them take doctor in the morning. I'ma tell them take 2 and tell them take 2 in the morning.
What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment here from LevelOneGaming.com, and congratulations, you guys leveled up to 20. This is the Take 2 podcast. Listen, today we're going to be talking Justice League Snyder Cut. Just got finished watching it. We're going to be talking making of WandaVision. We're going to talk about the Square Enix show today because I'm really excited about War for Wakanda. That's really big. But before we get started, do us a big favor. Get your gaming news from LV1Gaming.com. Also, if you can hit the like button and subscribe, we would really appreciate it as we're on the road to 400 subscribers. You guys are freaking awesome. As you guys know, if you guys are in the chat, we are responding to people in the chat. We are answering your questions. We like to communicate. You guys are family to us. So please do us a favor. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe. It helps us out a lot. With that being said, I'm with my right-hand one man, my sister from another muster, Slim Thugger. What's going on, sis?
Not much. I am excited to be back here with Fame. I only get to see him, have him to myself for 1 day a week. So I'm here. I'm being greedy. We're going to talk about what he said. I'm going to ask him how he's still awake after watching that 4-hour movie. We're just going to enjoy being nerds and talk about gaming. So like you said, make sure you share this out. Be active in the comments. I will be reading it. And stay out of trouble, man, because we good people over here.
I'm going to tell you exactly how I stayed awake through that movie. You ready? Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? As I get some stuff pulled up here on my phone that I need to have up while the show is going. Zack Snyder's Justice League is what the theatrical movie should have been. Yes, it was 4 hours. I totally get that. But the theatrical version that we got was so, I don't want to say bad, but they cut out so much that it made the theatrical version not even close to what it should have been, because they did The Flash no justice. They did Cyborg no justice. It was like, hey, here's 2 characters. Even though, well, let's say this. The movies probably had more casual people watching them than people who are actually fans of comic books and things like that, right?
Yeah.
So how can you throw characters in there after you did Batman vs. Superman, and then you come out with these other characters? You just throw them in there without any backstory, any character development, like nothing. At least with the Zack Snyder cut, we were able to get, like, I love the Flash now. I love is it Ezra
Miller. Yeah.
He's my Flash. Like, after what?
He's adorable.
When I first watched Justice League, I was like, I could care less about this kid. Like, who are you? Could care less. After the Snyder cut, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch it at all? If not, will you? And then did you watch the original Justice League movie?
I have watched the original Justice League. I have not gotten to watch the new one yet because I was watching WandaVision, the making of,
which we definitely gonna touch on here in a bit.
And HBO Max is either, well, I just looked it up. It says I'm either using a VPN or it's not available in Canada right now. So I don't know what's going on there.
What? So there's no way.
It probably is available, but I don't know what's going on there.
I'm calling
maybe the people watching the Snyder cut crashed it. But there's I can't remember, but there's been tons of videos, people comparing the original Snyder cut, why it failed, or the original Because now Snyder cut is something else. That's a whole nother. That's not even in the same realm as Justice League. Why Marvel worked where that didn't. Marvel gave you 10 years of characters before,
Mm-hmm.
or no, it wasn't even 10. They gave you like 6 movies before they even brought everybody together.
Mm-hmm.
So they established it. All we had before was Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, and that's it. Aquaman came after Justice League was already out. Um, yeah, the HBO Max is also not available in UK. Thank you, Flames. Which you should be asleep by now. You always up. I don't know how you always up. I
And,
did like the redesigns they did for a lot of the stuff. Like I thought, what's his nuts? Steppenwolf was a lot better redesigned this time around.
yes. That was big. And then even the amount of characters that they cut so much out that they had to cut out characters like Martian Manhunter is in Zack Snyder's
Wow,
Justice
I
League.
did not know that.
Deathstroke is in this movie. I mean, it's just they cut characters out, and like they cut it's so much they cut out that was important. And my biggest thing is they cut out a big portion of why Cyborg is so important to the storyline. They just threw him in there, and I'm even hearing now that if they continue Cyborg's character, it won't even be the same guy. But like they didn't even give him an opportunity to shine, and he was able to shine more with this because you actually got a backstory on why you should actually care about Cyborg. They gave you a bit of a backstory on why you should really care and really like the Flash. Like they gave all of that here. You should just release a 4-hour movie in the theaters. I'm sorry. I mean, we got to see Jared Leto again as Joker, which I'm still didn't like him as Joker, and he wasn't the same Joker from Suicide Squad. He wasn't even that Joker. He wasn't the gangster Joker. He was trying to be a more classic Joker, and it was terrible. It was terrible. Like he is not a good classic Joker. He's not. And they tried to make him.
He's not a good new Joker either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was terrible. We got to see Darkseid. He wasn't in the original. I'm like, and the whole thing for the Justice League movie originally was Steppenwolf was doing all things for Darkseid, and we never even got to see him in the movie. And this one, we got to see him fight. We saw everything.
Mm-hmm.
It is a must watch. And a lot of people, if you thought the Justice League movie was a 5 when you first saw it, you're gonna give it a 7 or an 8 now.
It was definitely a mid movie before.
It was absolutely.
It was good for turning your brain off and just enjoying the action. But if you loved any of the characters, man, I even felt like they did such a disservice to Wonder Woman in that movie, and it was pretty much about her and Batman. I was like, come on, man.
It's
not an angry woman.
I want to see this version of the Justice League movies continue. Because now I feel, okay, now I'm ready. Because we have some sort of backstory with the other characters that didn't have their own movie. Like, I'm ready now. Like, I want to see what you was going to do with Martian Manhunter and Deathstroke. Like, I'm so afraid that won't be the case going forward. Now that we already know we're getting a new Batman. And we don't know what's going to happen with Superman, because apparently now they want to be and that's one of the biggest issue with DC. They can't make a decision and stick with it. We changed the movie because people didn't think it was funny enough. Because people have that Marvel effect where it has to be like Marvel. DC needs to be DC. It does not need to be Marvel.
DC's been grittier than Marvel for years.
And that's the issue.
Like, I know Marvel gets gritty, but...
And that's it. They want to change character. Like, you can change some characters. Like, Marvel did change War Machine, right? But now we got a new Batman. And then we had a Joker movie that's outside of the Justice League things, outside of the Suicide Squad. And now we're getting a new Batman movie, which you don't know where this lies. Is this a replacement for Ben Affleck, or is this outside of the Justice League? Like, they're just like, it's all over the place. Like, make a decision and go forward. Like, forget what people are saying. Go forward with your vision.
That's why it's very hard to be the only characters we've seen that are cohesive throughout has been Ben Affleck, Wonder Woman, and Harley Quinn. Everybody else they've kind of changed or is recast. Marvel, they'll take the guy that was playing Galaga in the back in Avengers, and he'll be in the movie. He'll be in Endgame. Like, you have to keep that consistent casting for people to care. Not that you can't care if it's another actor, but if you're setting this up like another failed franchise was the Mummy, because they were going to do the Dark Universe with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Frankenstein's Bride, Frankenstein's Monster. They had already cast Johnny Depp. They had cast God, he's part of Les Miserables. Oh, Russell Crowe. He was Dr. Jekyll, and it was just like, you can't. Not that you can't start a cinematic universe with the Big Bang movie, but you need to give me a reason to care.
Exactly.
And that original Justice League didn't have it. I did love the redesigns, though. Steppenwolf looks so cool now. Like, whoever did the... And you can tell that there was a divide between... Because Snyder left the original movie because somebody passed away in his family, right?
Yeah. He had a death in the family, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
You can tell that divide of when the studio chosen person came in and started making decisions, because there's like a tonal shift like halfway through the movie, and you're like, this is weird. This is suspicious. And Toxic, you right. Fame is over here looking like pulled pork.
Hey, man,
he is looking delicious.
Y'all better chill.
Looking delicious.
Not gonna entertain
That's what Fame looking like.
But
Zack Snyder's daughter passed away. Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, they had with this cut, you have a base, man. You really do. They had something. They really had something moving forward, especially if they was going to go into the, Lois Lane, because Bruce kept having dreams about Lois Lane being killed and stuff like that. Because I don't want to. I'm trying not to spoil it for people who haven't watched it, and I think Flames have said that HBO Max isn't in the UK, and that sucks because this is worth the watch. Like, even if you've seen the original movie, this is a new movie.
See if you can have a friend that has the HBO Max, use the Opera browser because it has a built-in VPN, and VPN yourself somewhere where it is.
This is why I was saying we should have had that level 1 movie night in Discord.
Yeah, but we can't even get people in the Discord when we're streaming. So organizing people for a movie.
No, I wouldn't organize it. I would just say, hey, we're doing it on this day. When you try to organize it, if you don't show up, you don't show up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the redesigns. I mean, I've heard nothing bad about the visual effects when all people could focus on was Henry Cavill's stupid mustache last time.
I will say Cyborg CGI still, it was just way too much. Like, a lot of times you can tell, like, it almost looked animated. Like, it looked like an animation.
Really?
Yeah. Like, there was moments where Gal Gadot was talking to him and it looked like she was talking to an animation. Like, it was
the same
bad.
Problem that 1984 had too. I felt like towards the end with her fighting Cheetah, it was a lot of CG. Even though she was in full makeup and a practical suit, they just tweaked that CGI just too much. And I'm a snob when it comes to stuff like that. I prefer practical over CGI any day because practical always look better in certain circumstances than CGI. Look at Beauty and the Beast.
Listen, like, I can sit here and talk about this 4-hour movie for an hour. I'm not going to do that. But I'm telling you, if you have already seen Justice League, do not deprive yourself. Go watch this movie because this is how you were intended to watch it. Like, and then it's going to make you excited for the Flash movie that's supposed to come out, I believe, next year. The Flash movie. You're going to be like, okay, yeah, now I'm all about the Flash. Like, my son was watching it, and he ended it. First thing he said was, yeah, Flash is my favorite character. Like, he was funny. It was perfect. He is the perfect comedic relief. Not that forced comedic relief to try to get you to do with Batman. He's the perfect comedic relief. Yeah. So good. So good. But speaking of being so good, and I hate this, I love it and I hate it because some games that people wanted to die didn't die. It hasn't died yet. Marvel's Avengers. We had Square Enix's show that was, which by the way, if you didn't watch it, go watch it because not Forsaken. God darn it. What's the name?
They covered it.
Project Athia got
Oh
an
yeah.
actual name today, and it was
Oh,
Forspoken. Forspoken. Wow.
okay.
Supposed to come out next year. They didn't give us a lot, but they gave us enough to tell me if you don't have a PC or PS5, you better get you a PC or PS5 before this release because a PSP.
That was the one that caused the big people were losing their mind because that was the Unreal 5 kind of demo game, and people were like Unreal 5 is
No,
on PS5
that was
only.
Project. That was called something else.
Uh,
This one is a game that was shown at the last PlayStation big event they had. But I know what you're talking
and
about.
we did that too, and I don't
Yes,
remember.
I know what you're talking about. But yeah, that's a different. That was a different thing. But this looks really, really good. That was really good. We saw more of Outriders. But what if you go back today, look into the stream? I screamed because they showed us the more Hawkeye DLC for the Avengers, and then they ended that with some gameplay. They stopped it, came back on, and gave us War for Wakanda. And I'm telling you,
Bruh.
I'm telling you,
Telling
I'm all over it.
I mean,
Avengers. Listen, if you're already playing the game, you hype. But that's the type of trailer that get people who stop playing the game back into playing the game, because Black Panther, and this has not even to do with being even more so because of Chadwick Boseman's death. The character as a whole will get players excited and ready to go, and I'm hoping this will be the biggest because the K Bishop DLC wasn't that big. I'm gonna play Hawkeye here. I'm gonna do Hawkeye, right? I'm gonna play Hawkeye
that's
here
what she said.
in a little bit before I go back to Yakuza 7. But something tells me it's not gonna be that long. I'm willing to bet that this Avengers War for Wakanda DLC will be huge because you have to do it right. Or you're gonna piss off a lot of people like me, and if you do it wrong, I will abandon the game and I will give you hell for it every single chance that I get.
There's certain things you can't mess up, and you have time. And I would rather them, if they don't do it right, I would rather them say, "Hey, we're gonna take some time and do this properly in memory of Chadwick, in memory of just like keeping that whole vibe that Marvel created." You need time, Square. Take your time, girl. Because when you take your time, you come back with amazing products. When you
Indeed.
rush, that you start losing your mind.
And the event, I'm gonna go ahead and because Hugger asked me about it. When someone asked me what's that furry creature, look at this shirt. Look at
It's
this
Doom
shirt.
Dogs.
It's a Doom Dog. I forgot I bought this shirt 2019 at QuakeCon. I mean, come on. Come on. Who wouldn't want this as their pup, right? Doom Dog. Just saying.
As angry reactions on TikTok would say, gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
I love that guy.
Looking
We
around the
also
chat
got
here.
the news of the official new trilogy, Tomb Raider.
Yes.
It's 60% off right now, but it's not available physically.
Really?
Which I
like
couldn't find
that.
it on Amazon. Maybe it's on the US, but
Would have been a
I couldn't
super
find it here.
dope steelbook. I'm all about physical in them steelbooks.
Yeah, well, there's an original trilogy, which was Anniversary, Tomb Raider, like the newer Tomb Raiders before this new trilogy came out. And you can still find that, and that's a PS3 one. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. Give me the new one. Even though I already have them, it's Laura Goddamn Croft. And gosh dang right, I'm going to buy more of it because I can't help myself. I have an addiction.
I can't help myself.
You know what kind of pissed me off now that we're talking about Avengers and live service games is EA Play came to Game Pass. I'm still trying to get it hooked up. It's not working for me right now.
It's still not working?
But no, I can't get it hooked up. It might be other people hooked up, but maybe it's me. It's probably me. So I'm thinking the killing of Anthem was definitely a business move because you put EA Play on there, and I think Anthem is on there because Trevor said he's going to play it. That would have increased the player base. You essentially make it free to play if you have Game Pass. Why would you kill it before that service came out? I'm still mad about it, and I will be for a very long time, but that's okay. You know what I'm not mad about? PlayStation buying Evo.
Yes, that you know what I'm not a. I say it all the time. I suck at fighters, so I don't really play fighters like that. I play them casually. Like I'll play them when I want to like feel superior. When my little nieces or nephews to come over and I feel superior and kick their ass in a fighting game. They don't play fighting games. I ain't playing none of y'all because y'all good and I'm not good at it. I don't play fighting games, and so I had to really gauge social media to see how big of a deal this is, and apparently it is.
According to Neo GameSpark, it's a really big deal.
And you're seeing, I saw some people say, "Oh, this might be the death of, certain fighter games like Smash." And from what we're hearing, it's not really going to change much as far as it's still a multi-platform,
event.
Like there's still going to be
games you
switches
can't
there.
cut out of a
Exactly. And if Xbox decides to bring back Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct could be there, and so Xbox have representation. They're buying them up, but they're not going in with the mindset of, all right, we're going to change everything. Everything has to be PlayStation only. It's going to be heavy PlayStation. Granted, just like when you go to QuakeCon, every game you play is going to be with an Xbox controller, right? It just is what it is because Microsoft owns the event now. But I didn't realize how big this would be.
It's a huge, like, I don't watch a lot of Evo. I'm more in the speedrun community, but Evo, and we also got to separate, this is not a game studio. This is an event, a public event, where people from all over the world go to participate and fight and do their things. Like, KP, he showed us the video. I don't think it was at Evo, though. I think it may have been a smaller tournament where he fought Sonic Wolf.
Yes, Sonic Fox.
That was cool. Like, I'm all over the place. PlayStation games might feature, like Hustle saying, might feature heavily, but you can't cut out certain games from a fighting tournament. It's not a PlayStation event. PlayStation is the owner, and they're making the money, but you can't cut out Smash. Could you imagine Evo without Smash? There's people go just to watch the Smash tournaments. You can't do that. But it's real cool. And it'd be interesting to see the fighting games that are on these consoles, PlayStation. Like, are they going to be more inclusive? Because, there's some fighting games where they kind of, like, they hint at that they want people to be, like, turn it into a community. But now that PlayStation owns it, could they push the fighting community on certain games more? Because there's certain games that I'm like, this would be so cool, but they die out real quick, or they just don't get the proper support. Who knows? But it's an interesting move to see them buy an event, a whole ass event.
I'm trying to fix some stuff on the back end. It's driving me crazy.
That's why I'm talking.
Before we get to WandaVision, I want to go to stuff in the chat. I saw Latoxa says Evo was a huge deal. Evo is fighting games. And then a PlayStation fighting game may be featured more than likely. Yeah, didn't they have a PlayStation like fighting game? Like it had like Kratos and like it was like PlayStation All Stars fighting game, something like that.
All I can think of is Dead or Alive now when I think of PlayStation. That's the last fighting game I played on there.
I just don't play fighters.
Yeah, I'm not good at them. I enjoy them. Not good at them. I really suck at them.
Let's see. Latoxic says, did y'all talk about the Dying Light 2 and Doom Eternal Final DLC? Not yet. I actually haven't had a chance to really look into or play that Doom Eternal DLC yet. And the Dying Light 2 thing, I really don't have an opinion on it. We have an article up on lv1gaming.com. Y'all know me, y'all know Hugger. If we don't have like knowledge or firsthand on the topic, we're not going to sit here and BS y'all, but we do have some writers who have some interesting topics on the website about that. And then what if
Doom Eternal?
What if Xbox bought E3 the way PlayStation just bought Evo? This conversation could I would hate for this type of thing to be a trend. Like buying studios is one thing. Well, they couldn't buy E3. Well,
E3 is its own independent board of publishers, of journalists. It's like its own. It's like, think of the HFAA, the the board that votes on Golden Globes. That's kind of what E3 their board is. It would have to take a lot of money and a buy-in by almost every single person that wants to have a major thing there for that board to buy or to sell off. But they would never do that, because if you do that, they don't retain the exclusive rights, and those guys are just about making money, obviously. They need to show up at 10 p.m.
PlayStation
Ugh.
All Stars Battle Royale. That's what it was. Maybe it'll make it.
That.
I never played it either. I don't. I will see that as a gimmick. Now, the one time you will see me play fighting games, like when I go to the arcade, I'll play Marvel vs. Capcom. Any Marvel vs. Capcom, you can see me. I think my issue with fighting games is I can't play fighting games like this. Now, if you give me at an arcade, you put in your 50 cent, I put in my 50 cent. See me on an arcade, then we talking business.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about Marvel vs. Capcom, you're not trying to see me in Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm down to play that all day. But when it comes to these, no, I'm garbage. Not even go front. High key trash.
Yeah. I like the story of like Mortal Kombat and stuff, but I can't play them. I don't play online in any of that stuff, man. I suck.
Lil Toxic says PS All Stars was good. It was a Smash clone. I might look into it. Like I saw it when it came out. I was like, oh, and I just moved on. I saw it much as I didn't really take it serious as a game. Like, oh, I need to go buy PS All Stars.
It looked like a trade, like a ripoff. That's what I kept thinking. I was like, is this a ripoff of something?
Well, yeah, Lil Toxic said it's a Smash clone.
So E3 is the Electronics Entertainment Expo. It's a trade event. So it has a whole big board behind it. It was created 25 years ago. Jesus.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And the most recent one was 21 months ago. Ugh. Next event is in 2 months. I doubt that. Oh, I guess, yeah, digitally. I forgot about that. Oh, God, are we going to have to sit through that again?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You know, we're going to have to get up early because they're going to be like, hey, 9 a.m., you want to have a show?
Nope. Listen.
Somebody else can do that.
Listen, do us a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe, and shut the stream out. We're going to run into something that I'm going to apologize to my sister live because we watched every episode of WandaVision and we talked about every episode of WandaVision. And she told me on multiple occasions, hey, I need you to watch the making of, and I watched Snyder Cut. So I'm gonna let you stand on your soapbox and do your thing and tell us about the making of WandaVision.
I mean, it's okay. You can, I know, he could not, you don't have to watch it. You know, my feelings aren't hurt because you did watch 4 hours of movie. But I think you guys, if you liked WandaVision, you should definitely watch the behind the scenes because they just talk about the visuals, the music, the feeling behind it. The first 3 episodes I think were filmed in front of a live studio audience before COVID, of course, and then the rest, as it got into the real time, was, you know, as they moved around city, was not filmed in front of a live studio audience. That was really cool. And they talk, one of my favorite parts, because you guys know I am Level 1's creative director, so I do most of the art. I'm an artist, if you've been in my streams. They talked about how when you see Vision in the first episode, which is based on Dick Van Dyke, and then Bewitched, his makeup is actually purple. They painted his face purple instead of red because the red shows up way too light. So they would paint his face purple with the dots on so they could block out his head and his ears. But I was like, purple, you wouldn't think of that. That was so cool. And the music they went through is, I think it's a brother-sister team, or if not, then if they are married, they look so close that they would be one of those couples in high school, like, is that your brother? Stop kissing your brother kind of thing. They look so close. But it was so cool to see Elizabeth talk about it, to see how funny Paul Bettany actually is, because he plays very serious roles outside of the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
And they even flash back into when he was doing the voices for Jarvis in the beginning. And it's 58 minutes. You can literally put it on in the background and listen to them. I think another cool aspect was they were talking about, Elizabeth Olsen was talking about how usually she's the only like flyer, which is the person up on the wires when they're doing scenes, until Paul Bettany came around, but they never have them fly in the same scene. But her and Catherine Hahn had to fly at the same scene. So they had these massive contraptions to have them both flying at the same time. And they talked about how uncomfortable the dresses that Catherine Hahn had to wear and how they couldn't harness it properly in some places. And I'm like, this is the cool stuff. And then they sat down and did the visual effects, the talk, and that was just cool because they put so much work into it. And I'm still amazed how Marvel quality the the streaming show is. Because there's like a 1-to-1. There's some places where you can tell the CG is a little off in the final episode, but for the most part, it's right on. And to do that in front of a live studio audience for the first few episodes, really cool.
Any part of you cares about Falcon and Winter Soldier tomorrow?
I'll watch it, but I'm not like
it's not the
clamoring
same.
For it.
It's not.
Yeah.
And granted, I didn't think I would like WandaVision as much.
I just don't have an attachment to Bucky or Falcon.
Respectable. I mean, I understand that. I think it's going to turn a lot of people off because it's going to be so grounded in reality. Yeah. That's going to turn a lot of people off. WandaVision brought in people who had never even seen Endgame, who had no idea why she was doing the things she was doing. Like, it brought in brand new Marvel fans. Even though I hope Falcon and Winter Soldier does that, I just don't see it.
I think it's going to be funnier. Like, it's going to be serious but funnier because Wanda's whole journey was about trauma and dealing with her trauma. And this is about the guy who was chosen to be Captain America and Captain America's best friend doing whatever. I don't even know if they still work for Sword or anything.
It'll be a superhero buddy cop movie. That's really how I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it as a buddy cop movie. Buddy cop. Dallas, what's up, man? He said I'm on alert mode today, watching the Snyder cut. See? Watching that Snyder cut. Indeed, I'm telling you, bro. You're gonna come out of it, whatever score you gave the original movie, you're gonna add on about 2 or 3 points. It's still not perfect. It still has issues, but boy, is it good.
It's better.
So much better.
If they could do that little touch to 1984, I would be so grateful. Because how was the first movie so good under the same director?
It was 84. It was so bad. It was so bad. But Snyder Cut is what that is. Hopefully I didn't spoil anything when I talked about those characters that are in, and I'm not going to spoil. I know now that Dallas is there, I know for a fact you ain't seen them. I'm not going to spoil what characters. There are new villains, new characters, and it made you care about characters that did not have their own movie to begin with, i.e. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. So,
and Henry Cavill's lip is real. That was such an ugly job.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You could give me $5 and I would have done a better job than that.
Look.
What's after Winter Soldier?
Loki.
Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be there's something that's not like a show, more like a. I think it's the what if. It may be.
Yeah.
It's something.
Because that's the Peggy. If Peggy Carter was the super soldier.
Yes, it's not. I believe it may be that, and then it's Loki, and then I don't know what's after that. But I'm super excited for Loki because my favorite
Love and
villain.
Thunder, and I think maybe the Eternals, or is the Eternals?
Oh, I was thinking Disney Plus shows. I wasn't thinking movies.
Oh,
my bad.
Well, it might come out on Disney Plus. Well, actually, knowing the way they're holding hostage to the Black Widow movie, probably not.
If it comes out Disney Plus, it'll be the $30. You can pay $30, $30. Got your stimmy.
You better be balling to pay $30 for a service you already pay.
Don't waste your stimmy on no Henny. Listen, if Thor: Love and Thunder came out on Disney Plus, but with the $30, I'd do it because I plan on going to the movies or watching it. And if I go to the movies, I mean, my wife and kids are going to the movies. My wife and kids are going to the movies. I'm paying $30 bare minimum just for tickets, which is really $40 for the tickets. And then I got to buy popcorn, drinks, and hot dogs. That's another $217,000. So I might as well watch it at home.
That's true. You're not wrong there.
You might as well watch it at home. So, you know, I'll set up some surround sound. I got the nice TV. We're good to go. Man, listen, movie theaters. And I used to work in a movie theater, right? Back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to work in a movie theater, and I used to love it because you get movies for free. But I know how it is, man. Movie theaters make nothing on your tickets. It's next to nothing. Really don't. That's why.
Especially if you get a 3D IMAX one, they make nothing on that.
That's why they charge you $17,000 for a glizzy.
Just taking a drink.
A glizzy, a medium Coke, and a pretzel, and then an extra $5 if you want cheese for that pretzel. I know this for a fact. Bruh. I'm just saying.
I went to an 11 o'clock showing with my partner at the time. 3D, reclining seats for Suicide Squad. I had a good time. I love Suicide Squad. We've talked about this. I like bad movies. It was $50 for two of us, no food, and I'm like, yo. I'm like, if we weren't already here, we would be going.
Not me. No, thank you.
I had to watch it though, because I'm like, Margot Robbie, like, I need to see.
No, see, Lil Toxic,
one of those characters.
The only way I go to movie theater now is if we buy the theater. Like next week, we're not buy the theater, renting out the theater. Like next week, we're renting out a theater for the like for the kids. So it's just us. Like there's no one else in there. So. You know, we'll go in there, and I have my little wipe the seat down, wipe the handle down. That's the only way I go, and I'm not going to be around people. It is what it is.
Don't get me wrong. I love the crowd interaction, like going to see Harry Potter in the theaters when, Snape kills Dumbledore. Spoiler. The movie's been out for like 10 years. Eat a D. And the book's been out for like 20. Ooh. Whatever. But like that crowd interaction. Or the Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. You feel that, but I also don't want to die just to watch a movie.
Not worth it.
People don't want to wash their hands. Don't want to wear the mask. I'm not ready to die. Just to eat some expensive glizzy.
I'm not ready to leave. It's too scary to die. I have to be dragged inside a cemetery and buried alive. Am I coming or going? I can barely decide. The drink can fit the vodka. Dare me to drive?
Man, Fame got them bars on deck.
Hey, man, it's a classic Eminem.
Got it.
Classic. Hey, and it's crazy, and that's why I like when we have Dallas on the show too, because he knows exactly where I'm going. Like, if you say something from a song, we're going to just continue that verse because we have to continue that verse. Listen,
and Dallas's dad jokes galore because I'll be doing something and he'll pop a dad joke, and it's like, God, dang it, Dallas.
Yeah,
but I love that, man.
That's Eminem. Shout out to
best Eminem.
Shout out to Gen Z. You think you finna cancel the rap god? You out of luck.
Out of luck, man.
You're not canceling the rap god. Listen, tomorrow, peep game. Saturday, ready, press play. Sunday is the Lord's Day. We rest. Monday, 15 minutes of fame. Tuesday, Cogs in the Machine. Wednesday, Double XP podcast. We will see you guys next week for level 21 of Take 2. My beautiful sister, anything before we get up out of here?
Make sure you guys, wash your hands, drink your water, and keep being so as supportive as you are for level 1. It's been amazing. So close to 400. And we are at $936 out of $1,000 for our extra life goal. So thank you guys there. Don't forget that day is November 6th. We will be doing a live stream. I have to play 2 horror games. So it means I have to finish at least one. And Fame has to play a Soulsborne game. He doesn't have to finish it, but he has to play it. So.
I doubt I get past the first 15 minutes. Listen, hit the like button. Hit the notification bell, subscribe, and also listen to our super dope intro and outro song before you guys leave. One more time because you know it's catchy. Y'all gonna memorize the word soon. We out, y'all. Peace.
Annyeong.
The music.
Who? Oh. hit the like button. Share this with your mama and your daddy and your cousin. And hit the bell if you want to show some loving. We just trying to level 1 to get the name buzzing. What a day that'll be. Double time, double fine, double A battery. Double mid twins trying to jump my anatomy. If you don't leave a like, you shouldn't have the audacity. Power of the mind got an X mentality. Couldn't put them on, now your X-Man mad at me. Haters out here acting like it happened automatically. So if I give them game, then it's turn-based strategy. Whoa, used to be the guy they was ignoring. Sleeping on the keys, I'm an all cap snoring. That's just what happened when your podcast boring. I'ma tell him take 2 and call a doctor in the morning. I'ma tell him take 2 and call a doctor in the morning. Yeah, I'ma tell him take 2 and call a doctor in the morning. I'ma tell him take 2 and tell him take 2 in the morning.